Alright, so this is part 3, I guess, you're watching right now of the Epic Journey 2. And we just turn the old TV down. As you can see, that is David Gilmour, the 2007 DVD, Remember That Night, which I bought, I think, in 2008. Still have it, the 2-disc special edition DVD. I wish I had the Blu-ray, but from what I've heard, the picture quality isn't that much superior anyway. And I can tell, looking at it now on a big TV, there's bits of it that definitely got lost in the transfer somewhere in terms of all the lighting and everything. But the real reason I'm watching this, not just because I'm going to see David Gilmour tomorrow night, but also at the Royal Albert Hall, and this is where this DVD was from. So yeah, pretty cool to see kind of what I'll be seeing and what building I'll be seeing it in, and kind of trying to imagine where the view will be and things like that. Alright, I came into the kitchen because the lighting in my bedroom is terrible. The main light is gone, and we haven't got a new bulb for it yet. And I mean, I'm only here for a few more days. What's really the point in buying another bulb when I got a big lamp? But the lamp isn't good enough to kind of illuminate my lovely face. No, but it just seemed a bit too dim, so I thought I'd move into the kitchen. And I'm saying that, and I'm going like this, where the light is behind me and you can't see my face up properly. Anyway, and who cares how well you see my face? Point is, I kind of thought I'd be filming more on this trip, really. And I have been filming stuff. Obviously you saw that, the journey here. I filmed a lot of things. Kind of had a bit of a nightmare with the journey because basically when I got into London Gatwick Airport, I had a coach booked for 8:30 to take me into London Victoria, from where I'd get a connecting coach to Cardiff, which is what I always do and have always done because it's the cheapest way to do it. Now the National Express coach from London Gatwick to London Victoria has historically always been late. Always, 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes late, 30 minutes late sometimes. And they're very unapologetic about it. They're very kind of just like, you've booked what you've booked, and you're lumped with what you're lumped with. You should have left more time. The staff aren't that great when it comes to delays and stuff. So luckily I was there very early, but I just figured, well, I'll take my time, because it's not going to be, leaving early or anything, and it probably won't be there until like, 9:15 anyway. But I made sure I got there for 8:15 at least, to give myself 15 minutes. So I went to WH Smith's in Gatwick, I got something to eat, I went and charged my phone a little bit, went to the toilet, took a leisurely stroll down to the coach section of the car park, and there was a coach right there, the A3 to London Victoria, and I thought, oh, it's here early, nice. There'll be no delays into me getting into London. And then it drove off at 16 minutes past 8. And I looked at the old man who was standing there, who worked with National Express. I said, I hope that wasn't the 8:30 coach. And he said, there is no 8:30 coach. And I said, well, yes there is, I'm supposed to be on it. And he said, oh, let me see your ticket. So got my ticket out and showed him my ticket, and he was like, yeah, we've changed it now. And again, like I said, they're very unapologetic at times, but this time he was very kind of like, oh, I'm sorry, this is our fault, we'll try and sort it out. But the next coach wasn't for another hour. He said, that's your coach just left then at 8:15, they've changed the times. So went back and forth, went out to the offices, he spoke to managers, blah blah blah, he went off, he phoned people, he took me back down to the coach area, and he said, what I've done is I've called the driver, who's a good friend of mine, he's going to come back and pick you up, because he had only gone to the north side of the airport. So we hadn't gone onto the motorway yet. So the coach driver came back, and I jumped on the coach. I said to the coach driver, oh, thanks, I appreciate that. I held my hand out to shake his hand, and he just kind of went, and just get on, So he was a bit of a knob about it, and then he was just yapping the whole way to the people at the front of the bus. So yeah, I appreciate the fact that he came back for me and did a favour for his friend. But also, he could have been a little bit more polite to me when I was trying to express my gratitude. A little shake of the hand wouldn't have been too much more of a delay, I don't think. Anyway, so I ended up being fine, got into London, had an hour to spare, and then got the coach back home as usual. And this is hurting my hand so much, I'm going to go grab the tripod and continue my little chat as we go into the getting ready for the concert tomorrow. So that'll be kind of part 4, I think, will be the actual day of going to London and stuff like that, and the concert itself. So anyway, I'm going to grab the tripod and I'll be back. There we go. This is a lot easier. My arms feel a lot freer, and I can kind of gesticulate and not hold my arm like this and That's good. I'm using my granddad's tripod. He lent it to me while I'm here, which is very good and convenient. Don't have to bring mine, and it's a lot sturdier than mine as well. It feels a lot more expensive, but it's definitely quite old and rough around the edges. But either way, I can now lean against here and have a bit more of a chat with the camera and you, the viewer. Yes. So yeah, I got to London with pretty much an hour to spare, so that was all good. One thing I wanted to talk about was basically, again, I don't want to get too off topic here, but seeing as this is my channel is very movie oriented, I thought I'd talk about this briefly. When I was in Trondheim Airport, I started watching a film on my tablet, or Connie's tablet that I borrowed, called Limelight, which is a 1952 film directed by Charlie Chaplin. He also stars in the film. And I started watching that in the airport, watched about 20-30 minutes of it, and then on the plane I decided to continue watching it, and so I did. And it was quite cool watching it on the plane, though I have to say that it was quite hard to hear sometimes what they were saying, but luckily I kind of got most of the gist of the whole film. And then I had about another hour left of it by the time I landed in the UK, and so on the coach from London Gatwick to London I finished off the film Limelight. And I have to say it almost kind of changed my life a little bit. It's one of the best films I've ever seen. Basically, Charlie Chaplin plays an old, aging comedian who used to have, you know, huge success in his heyday as Calvero, but now he's kind of a bit of an alcoholic, and you know, the limelight is gone in his life. Basically, he doesn't live on the stage as he used to, and he kind of just has a very simple, boring life. And then he comes across a girl who lives downstairs in the apartment block that he lives in, and I think it's set in London in 1914. Or in the 1910s anyway, and he spots this young girl. She's tried to kill herself, so he saves her life, tries to nurse her back to health basically, and they kind of become friendly, and they stay together basically as friends. And then it develops from there, and she was a ballet dancer, and she's depressed about the fact that she can't use her legs anymore, but it's psychological, and so she's scared of kind of getting back out there, and he's kind of scared of trying to do what he used to do, and so they kind of work well together as characters. But man, just the way, I think Charlie Chaplin was an amazing actor. I still prefer Buster Keaton, but God, he's got some acting chops. Some of the delivery of these kind of speeches he would give in Limelight were just incredible and so inspiring, and just made me look at life in a different way, and also just how it all unfolds and how it ends just made me again to think about how to just treasure things. And there are lots of films that do that, but this one to me was so poignant, and just it really got to me, it really did. I mean, I had a lump in my throat for like an hour afterwards, just thinking about the message of the film, not even necessarily what happens in the film in terms of the characters, but just what I got out of it. So it was kind of a formative, seminal moment for me as a movie watcher, and it kind of happened, you know, in Trondheim in Norway, and then 20,000 feet up in the air, and then down again on London, the London streets, I guess. Pretty fitting as it was set in London. But yeah, Limelight was an amazing film, and so yeah, just wanted to throw that in there because it's definitely been an important part of this trip so far. So I got to Cardiff quite late. My dad picked me up, we had a chat, it was very nice, and yeah, we had a bit more of a serious chat than we usually do. Usually my relationship with my dad is very jokey, but it's nice to kind of get those kind of serious conversations every now and again as well. And then I decided I really wanted to just make the most of every day. So my first day here was Monday, today is Thursday. Monday I went out, got some stuff done in Penarth Town that I'm from, and where I used to live and where I'm now visiting. So I went around to Penarth, did some stuff, and then what else did I do? I didn't do too much actually the first day, except for I made a point to go to my dad's house and see my younger brother and sister, Tommy and Millie, which was a lot of fun. I'd love to include a clip of it right now, but it wouldn't be fair because basically my sister Millie, she hooked her iPad up to the big TV, and so she was going through it, and I noticed she had an album called Selfies. I said, put that on the screen, Millie, so I did, and I filmed it. And just some of the weird selfies that she took, like her face in all sorts of weird shapes, and she took selfies while she was like crying her eyes out, just hilarious. And then she started recreating them on camera for me. So yeah, I don't think I could kind of in good conscience put that on the video. I have no problem with them being in the video, but I don't think in later years she might be kind of mortified that that stuff had been on the internet, so I won't subject Millie to that. But it was kind of funny, and she was like, I was like, oh, you can hook your tablet up to the TV, can you? She's like, it's not a tablet, it's an iPad mini. And I was like, okay then. She's like, it's an Apple iPad mini. And Tommy was like, my brother Tommy was like, Millie, you don't have to say it's an Apple iPad, there's only one kind of iPad. And I was like, yeah, it's like saying I've got a Sony PlayStation. So it was fun seeing them. And then Monday night I went to my uncle's house, because Monday was the 21st of September. It was my grand's birthday, my grandpa, my dad's dad, who passed away 12 years ago now. Jesus Christ. And he was one of my favourite people in the world, if not my favourite person. And I still dream about him, still think about him to this day. And so my dad has a tradition, him and my uncle, they'll get together and have a night of drinking, as my grandpa was quite a drinker when back in his day. And so my dad doesn't really drink, but he does on my grandpa's birthday. So I figured I'd go down there and I wouldn't drink. There was a couple of my dad's friends there, and also I just wanted to kind of see my dad in his element, you know, with, you know, some beer in him, some alcohol in him, and with all his friends, and kind of holding court in a way. You know, it's, you know, everyone's trying to get their jokes in and their words in, but my dad's always the one who kind of will talk over everyone and will get more attention than everyone else, kind of thing. So it's interesting to sort of just sit back and watch it, you know. And one of his mates was kind of saying, "Oh, you don't say much, do you?" And my response was, well, there's not really much I can say in a situation like this where you've all got your in-jokes and you're talking about people like Pissed Up Paul and Dirty Clive, you know. I just enjoy just being an observer of the situation, but you know, I got in there a little bit, but yeah, did have a few drinks, which kind of broke my streak. My streak is, I went over, I guess, three and a half years without drinking alcohol, and I kind of just bug Connie with it, my fiance. I just say, oh, you know, the streak continues, and she's like, it's so stupid, and I'm like, well, you know, wind you up, so it's worth talking about, I guess. But yeah, it was Greece, May 2012, the last time I had any alcohol. Just felt like, ugh, I don't want to wake up like this anymore with a sick feeling in my stomach. So I did drink on Monday night, but I had a tiny glass of Southern Comfort and lemonade, about this big, and then I had a shot of Jack Daniels as we all toasted to my grandpa, and happy birthday to him. And yeah, I was fine, really. A little heavy-headed, but it wasn't even too... Yeah, I've been trying my best to kind of do stuff and, you know, see family, things like that. On Tuesday, went over to my nan and granddad's. We played a game of cards with my nan, my granddad, me and my mum, and kind of reliving what we did back in June. We went to North Wales. We had a game of 9-card brag. It was a lot of fun. My granddad won in the end, and hopefully we'll play some cards again next week before I leave, because it's a lot of fun. It really is a lot of fun playing that with my nan and granddad. It's like they kind of go back in years, because it's something they've done for the past, you know, 20, 30, 40 years. It's always just play cards, and so it kind of, I feel like it kind of rejuvenates them a little bit. There's a bit more spark in them, you know, when we play cards, I feel, and it's just a lot of fun, and we're always kind of digging into each other, me and my mum taking the piss out of each other, so it's always a lot of fun. So that was Tuesday. Wednesday, my mum was off, and so we had a little movie day yesterday. We watched the new Poltergeist film, which she wanted to see, and it was pretty good. I enjoyed it. Not a patch on the original, but it was decent enough. I like what they did with it. Again, nothing spectacular, but it was enjoyable. And then we watched The King's Speech, which I hadn't seen. My mum had seen it, and yeah, brilliant film. What more can I say? It was just really, really top-notch stuff. Alright, so my mum actually came in while I was filming then, so I've moved to the bedroom. But this is kind of interesting, because this is like one of the first ever RazorwireReviews angles, was this here. In fact, my bed, my single bed, was right where the camera tripod is right now. And I used to sit here and do videos with my Flip HD camera. Is it still here? Should be. Hiding behind there somewhere, I don't know where the Flip HD camera is. I use my old camera as well, but even the original Epic Journey was filmed mostly at this angle, when I was sat down kind of explaining it, and then talking about it afterwards, reflecting on the Epic Journey. But yeah, so Wednesday, which was yesterday, watched those two films, the Poltergeist and The King's Speech. And then I was going to go out and play pool with my dad, but he pulled out. He was busy, so I just relaxed really, and just God, that is my mum's message to them. How long is this ridiculous? Right, so yeah. So I just relaxed last night, but I was still determined to do something every day. So yesterday was kind of film day with my mum. Today, arranged to meet up with an old school friend, Adam, who I haven't seen for a couple of years. He's been away living in China, and so we met up. We went down to Porthcurry Park near Barry. I guess it's in Barry, and we went to some of the locations of a film we made together 11 years ago. The year we left high school, we went out and made a film called Misplaced, and so we kind of revisited some of those locations, had a bit of a laugh, mainly due to the fact that Adam hadn't seen the full film since we made it 11 years ago, so he didn't have as much to even comment on, but it was still quite funny anyway, and cool to kind of see him and catch up. And then we went to McDonald's, and I was ready to pay for my stuff, and my card got declined 3 times. So I said, do you know what the problem is? And she said, oh, it says to contact your card issuer. So called up the HSBC, which took about 20 minutes. And so Adam sat there eating his McDonald's, and I'm sat there on my phone just like this, and listening to this kind of dun 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 dun, and then it would stop, and I think, ooh, someone's going to answer the phone, and then it would go. It would like troll you basically into thinking you're going to get a person on the other end of the line, but then you didn't. And so, anyway, 20 minutes later, someone picked up the phone and said that there was no problem with the account, there was nothing wrong with the card, nothing was blocked, and so his only guess was that the machine at McDonald's was knackered, and that was the problem. So I went out later on and withdrew £10 and figured out it was fine, but I was really worried there because tomorrow in the morning I'm leaving for London, and the last thing I need is for all my money to be tied up in a card issue. Because yeah, I need money to get around and stuff in London. I mean, my coaches are all paid for, but still, I need some money. So yeah, that's all. That's all good. And yeah, so I'm going to kind of arrange a few more things for the rest of the week. Obviously, tomorrow I'm in London. Saturday I'm in London. Sunday I'll be home. I might be going to a few family things on Sunday. Hopefully, fingers crossed, playing pool with my dad Sunday night. Monday, I'm going to be filming some stuff, and then also Monday I'm having a Sega night with 2 of my best friends, Rolly and Denzel, and then Tuesday I'll probably just be doing nothing really, just probably hanging out with my mum, and then Wednesday go back to Norway. Anyway, tomorrow is the gig, the day itself. I just showed you I was watching some of the David Gilmour Remember That Night DVD, which is one of my favourite DVDs of all time. I love it. It's just a fantastic set. Even the menus are just gorgeous. The amount of special features are unbelievable. I wonder if there's like a running time on the back here. Yeah, like 313 minutes. So you get like about 5 hours worth of stuff. You know, it even says on the back you have 13 bonus tracks, like video tracks. You get 3 documentaries, including tour and studio footage. 2 music videos, Island Jam 2007 photo gallery, and then you get the full concert, which is 2 sets and over 2 hours long, and 23 songs. So brilliant stuff. You get guests as well, like Robert Wyatt, David Bowie, David Crosby, Graham Nash. And speaking of David Crosby and Graham Nash, they appeared last night at the Royal Albert Hall for the first night of 3 nights this week, and that was the original line, I think, was that lineup. David Gilmour tour for this year was going to be some European dates, which he's done throughout this month, and then to end it at the Royal Albert Hall for these 3 dates, tomorrow being the final. But then, because I guess the tickets sold so fast and the demand was so high, they added I think 2 or 3 more dates next week at the beginning of October, so it continues on. And then he's added more dates. He's going to South America in December. That's a laptop. And I think he's going to extend it into 2016. Yeah, he's going to extend it because 2016 he's doing a North American tour as part of this tour, and then I think he's going to do more European dates next summer. So it just keeps going on and on. And I'm guessing that he's enjoying what he's doing right now, playing where he wants to play, and kind of doing kind of unique arenas and stuff. He's played at some Roman amphitheaters and things like that. And of course, Royal Albert Hall is a very kind of special building and stuff. So yeah, it's cool to see that he seems to be enjoying himself. But yeah, I just can't wait for tomorrow. It feels like, you know, it's a dream come true, and it almost feels like it's not real. And I kind of feel like something is going to go wrong, like my coach is going to be late, or they're not going to give me my ticket when I get there, or something like that. And I know it's horrible to think so pessimistically, but that's just the way I am, I guess. Speaking of Gilmour himself, I had the physical copy of the album Rattle That Lock. As I mentioned before, this turned up here. And it's a really weighty set, and someone's already reviewed it. But yeah, I'm not going to review this really, but it's a really nice package. You got all the track listings on the back there, David there. Really nice kind of feel to the box set. And I'll show you some of the stuff that's inside it and tell you a little bit about what I think about the actual presentation of the deluxe edition, as it were. This I really like. It's the poster. It's double-sided. I'll show you the first side first. What I really like about this poster, I'll tell you once I get to it. I'll show you this side first. We have David there with his guitar, and then you have this. David Gilmour Live 2015. I really like that. I'm not going to hang it up or anything, but I like the fact that this is in there because... yeah, I'm not going to do that for the whole thing, it's so long. There we go. Yeah, I love the fact that this is in there and it says Live 2015, so this is kind of something you'd expect to kind of pick up at the concerts, you know? But you get it in the box set, and I think it's kind of, it must be because they know the people who are going to buy the deluxe edition. In this day and age, you can buy the album digitally, you can buy it just on a bog standard CD, you know, or you can listen to it on Spotify, whatever. The people who are buying the deluxe editions, you know, they're the ones who are going to be going to the shows, and so it's kind of like a cool little, I don't know, I like the way it ties in together the box set and the tour itself. I was looking at some of the kind of things they had on the David Gilmour shop. They kind of put some stuff up for pre-order. I guess it's kind of tour merchandise. It goes live, I think, the day that the tour ends in the European leg, I guess. Beginning of October next week. I guess it's the day of the last Royal Albert Hall show. They're kind of putting all the t-shirts up and the kind of tote bags and mugs and everything. It just looks shit, to be honest. Just like album cover on a black t-shirt and then the dates on the back, like nothing special, nothing like, I don't know, it didn't seem too unique to me, so I don't think I'll be buying anything tomorrow at the actual concert. But having a nice kind of Live 2015 poster is kind of cool, I think, even though it's folded up and things like that. But anyway, I digress. You have this little postcard, and I have 4 minutes left on the camera, so I better be very quick. You can open it up, there's a little bit of glue on there, and inside you get like a nice little postcard thing, if I can pull it out, of an old jazz club in Paris, probably, something like that, Le Chat Noir. So that's just a cool little bit of absolute tat, as they like to throw in there. But there's also a little David Gilmour plectrum. I won't show it to you in super close up because it'll take ages for it to focus, but maybe I can try. Come on, focus. Is it gonna focus? Is it gonna focus? Maybe if I put my hand behind it. Let's have a look. Oh, it wants to. There we go, David Gilmour. Put that back in. And there's quite a lot of, well, not quite a lot of, but there's 2 kind of thick books in there, which is really cool. Again, you kind of feel like you get value for money with this deluxe set, I think. And I've watched a lot of the stuff on the Blu-ray so far, and it's been really, really great. Some great behind-the-scenes stuff on the music videos for the album, an extended kind of making of the Rattle That Lock album. Some of it's been posted on YouTube, but it has a full-length cut on there. And also there's some kind of barn jams from, I guess, 2007, 2008, which is kind of the last ever recordings of Rick Wright. And to see him kind of just having fun behind the keys again was really, really cool. And I guess that's probably the last time we'll ever see that in video form. So we have a nice kind of, nice textured Rattle That Lock book, and it has just pictures of them making the album, things like that. I mean, you can go and find people's videos who've made this, and people who've made videos of this, and you can see all the good stuff. And then you have the book, book 2 of Paradise Lost by John Milton, which was an inspiration for the Rattle That Lock song. It kind of feels like Polly Sampson's kind of just patting herself on the back about this, but nonetheless I think it's pretty cool that they included it. And I like all the artwork and everything else that goes with it. And then finally you have the CD and the Blu-ray, 2 slightly different images of David there with the guitars. And while I'm here, I will pop the Blu-ray disc back into its case because I won't be listening to it, or watching it I should say, for a while, as I go off tomorrow to see the concert itself. So 2 minutes left on the battery. What more can I say? Tomorrow I leave around 10 o'clock in the morning. I'll get a coach at 12ish into London, get into London about 4 o'clock. I'm then going to go meet James Merchant, a fellow YouTuber, who's going to be putting me up for the night. I'm going to meet him where he works, drop my bag off, which he'll very kindly take care of, and then I'll go over to the Royal Albert Hall, get my ticket, see the show, and then I'll meet him again afterwards, and we've got some stuff planned for Saturday. So there we go, that's pretty much it. Yeah, can't think of anything else to say really. It's oh, another couple of things that I filmed and want to talk about. Nothing really that important, but I saw some records. I was kind of sifting through the charity shops, hoping I'd find a Pink Floyd album maybe. I have quite a few Pink Floyd albums on vinyl. I thought I might be able to track down one in a charity shop, but it didn't go too well. I have seen a few in charity shops over the years, but I had a look and I found a couple of interesting ones, like the Sting motion picture soundtrack, and one Connie's Hits or something like that, which is kind of funny. I took a picture of that and sent that to Connie. I also noticed that they have Star Wars cereal in Tesco now, along with Frozen cereal, so Disney, they're really taking over everything now. And I might even look in the Disney store tomorrow just to kind of show you. I'm sure there's tons of Star Wars stuff, and I want to see like how much The Force Awakens is taking over the Disney store in Cardiff. I'm sure there's tons of stuff in there. But anyway, that's it for now. Thank you for watching. This has been part 3. Part 4 will be the day itself, the big day. Can hardly wait. There's more Pink Floyd stuff I want to talk about, but I'll leave that until the next part, because there's other things I want to watch and kind of talk about, which I guess I'll do when I'm back here, back home, on Sunday. So you can look forward to that whenever I'll even post any of these videos. My battery's blinking on red now, so... Ah yes, I forgot to mention, yes, in relation to David Crosby and Graham Nash, who appeared in 2006 at the Royal Albert Hall shows. They appeared yesterday, on Wednesday, the first of the 3 nights this week, to perform, let me think now, they did 3, they did On an Island, which they did back in 2006 as well with David Gilmour, but they also sung On a Boat Lies Waiting, which they do sing on the Rattle That Lock album, and then they also joined David for Comfortably Numb at the end. So yeah, I missed them, which is a real shame, because I really love their kind of harmonic coupling with David Gilmour. I think it's really cool, and it again just goes to show, last time I did the Epic Journey, I missed David Gilmour at the Roger Waters Wall shows by about, how long was it, about 2-3 nights I think. So once again I missed something when I don't kind of go to the first show of a certain run at an arena in London, but there you go. Still very excited for it, and the set list looks to be exactly the same as it has been for the rest of the tour, minus Coming Back to Life. Unfortunately, he played that a few times in Europe. It doesn't look like he's going to be doing it at the Royal Albert Hall, which is a shame because it's one of my favourite songs. But still, I have most of the new album, which I love to listen to, and also an experience, and also the some of my favourite songs of all time, like Wish You Were Here, Shine On You Crazy Diamond, you know, High Hopes. So it's going to be awesome, no matter what. So yeah, I would really like to see Coming Back to Life. Maybe, no, okay, just me then. Anyway, yeah, just add that in, and I'll just end this now and say thank you for watching part 3. I'm going to get ready to go to sleep and get off to London tomorrow to see David Gilmour live. Thanks again, Connie, you're the best, and yeah, I can't believe it, really can't believe it.